when you look at the title of this video, I don't want you to think that this is coming from me in the sense that, so I'm not the one making the case that Tara should be the next killer. Now, again, there's many questions to be asked, and I've done this video a couple times when I talked about Sam. Could she be the next killer? Should she be the next killer? Could and should are a little bit different. Could she be? Yeah, it could happen. I mean, could meaning what is possible. I mean, any of them could be the killer. I mean, it could be Sam, Tara, Chad, Mindy. Hell, it could be Sydney, Gale, or just any of them, really. Whatever the writers and the producers decide, I mean, that'll just be that. Should she be a killer, though? I personally don't think she should. I know that there's many fans who think that it's going to go that direction or think it should go that direction to make it more interesting. A lot of different arguments on that. This one right here, according to MovieWeb, this article is called Why Tara Should Be the Next Killer. As we know, Tara Carpenter, she's played by Jenna Ortega. That was a really great job she did with that role. So throughout the last two entries in the Scream franchise, and by the way, I'm going to have to keep refreshing the screen because this stupid ad keeps popping up and I can't seem to get rid of it right now. So here's the deal. So there's 4 major reasons why they think she should be the next killer. 1, traumatized youth. 2, taking control. 3, idolizing Sam. 4, rising through the meta ranks. So let's go through. So reason number 1. So before I get to that, it says throughout the last 2 entries in the Scream franchise, 5 and 6, hints have been laid that Sam Carpenter could be the newest Ghostface killer. But while Sam certainly has the violent tendencies and potential mania passed down from her father, Billy Loomis, there is also an argument to be made that her younger sister, Tara, could be just as much of a killer as Sam. Here, we are going to review the points that build the argument for why Tara should be the next killer in the franchise. We will be referencing events in most recent films and analyzing specific scenes involving Tara. Number 1, traumatized youth. Tara made history in Scream 5, becoming the first victim to survive. I've talked about what first victim means in another video. Go check that out. Of course, all the real Scream fans know. So those of you who are new to this, go check it out. Often knows that the killer attacks in the opening scene suffer brutal deaths, but Tara manages to survive to see the end of that film and be included in the sequel, which I thought was a good move. While Tara is around the same age Sydney was when she was first attacked, Tara would quickly grow hardened to the killer. While she would have a reasonably emotional reaction to being hunted while in a vulnerable state by the time Scream 6 comes around, Tara refuses to seek help from a counselor about the trauma and has effectively cut her mom out of her life and decided to live with her older sister instead. Throughout their interactions, Tara is shown to be making bad decisions in an attempt to take control of her life, believing that if she chooses to be a victim, it's better than being forced to become one. And part of that was referenced in Date Rape Frankie, trying to take her up to the bedroom to do stuff and whatnot. Number 2, taking control. This theme of Tara taking control of her life comes in many forms throughout Scream 6, from attempting to go upstairs with a student known for assaulting women to standing up to her sister whenever Sam tries to insert herself into Tara's life. Tara struggles with ensuring her life is her own to live despite the many external forces that affect her. When Tara has a conversation with Kirby Reed, we come to understand what's on Tara's mind a bit more, with Kirby sympathizing with Tara's desire to be more than just a survivor. Tara would ultimately end the film with Sam growing to trust her to take care of herself and leaving her to face off against one of the killers on her own. 3, idolizing Sam. Tara ended up living for a long time without her older sister Sam in her life. 5 years from what they stated. Sam had discovered that she was the biological daughter of Billy Loomis, who was the killer in the first movie, played by Skeet Ulrich, and left her family angry with her mother for hiding the truth from her and Tara's biological father. Despite this and Sam's protective attitude towards her, Tara ultimately chooses to live with her sister rather than allow her mother to cut Sam off from the rest of the family. While Tara often complains about Sam's presence in her life, she always stays by her side when the time grows hard, which could lead down a dangerous road. While Sam recognizes that her feelings about killing and harming others should only be used as a defense mechanism, Tara is younger and more impressionable. At one point, Sam has already stabbed a man multiple times and stops Okay, now I'm going to have to refresh it again because a stupid ad came up. So while Sam recognizes that her feelings, I'm sorry, people, this stupid ad. At one point, Sam has already stabbed a man multiple times and stopped short of killing him, caught between doing what feels good and right. And that the man that they're talking about is Wayne Bailey, who was one out of three of the killers in the sixth movie, played by Dermot Mulroney. Tara would join Sam at her side and silently encourage her to take the final blow, giving Sam the nudge she needed to murder someone in cold blood rather than self-defense, as she had done before. While Sam shows conviction and not wanting to be like Billy, Tara never shows regret for their actions, leaving a possibility that Tara could go beyond the point of no return, perhaps attempting to take her older sister to the dark side along with her. Well, hold on. So there's part of that I can agree with. So here's the thing. So let's break part of that down. It says right here, encourages her to take the final blow, giving her the nudge she needed to murder someone in cold blood rather than self-defense as she had done before. Now, that part that talks about as she had done before, that's in reference to when she killed Richie, her ex-boyfriend, in the fifth movie, because Richie turned out to be one of the killers. He teamed up with another psycho named Amber, another killer, and they wanted to do their own little remake of Stab, which they've done throughout this franchise many a times. And as he's getting ready to kill her, she takes the knife and stabs him in the face and stabs him 21, 22 times in the chest and the stomach, slices his neck, and shoots him in the head to make sure that he can't come back, because all Scream fans know they always come back. So you got to think, they're dealing with a bunch of psycho killers here who are on the loose, killing numerous people. I mean, this is kind of like something out of The Following, where these serial killers is going around killing random people left and right, and they were stopping that. So I don't see that necessarily as kill somebody in cold blood, and it's talking about rather than self-defense. In a way, you can kind of argue it was self-defense, because it was to save themselves and to save the people around them. And luckily, a lot of people around them were saved, but unfortunately, some were killed, like Dewey and like Liv and some others like Wes and Judy Hicks. So there's that right there. Number 4, rising through the meta ranks. As mentioned previously, Tara started to run in the franchise as the first victim, although one that broke from tradition and survived the attack. From here, Tara is more of a supporting character in Sam's story, with the 5th film following Sam's character arc. In the end, though, Tara makes her first kill in self-defense when she shoots Amber to save her sister from Amber's final attack. This moment elevates Tara to final girl status alongside her sister, which would carry over into Scream 6. So final girl status meaning, like one of the girls who were the survivors, like Sydney and Gail and a few others. Here, Tara would find herself trying to avoid the survivor status, wanting to take more power for herself. There is one fantastic scene in the film where Tara asks Sam to let her go so she can defend herself against one of the killers. That would be Ethan, who was Wayne's son and Richie's younger brother. Also the brother of Quinn, who also turned out to be a killer. Yeah, there's a lot of killers here. There's a lot of them. At that moment, Sam gives Tara a knife to protect herself, and Tara's entire demeanor changes. Getting a steely look of resolve on her face, Tara would drop down and stab the killer in the mouth, twisting the knife, her cold expression never changing. While it would be later revealed that Tara didn't actually kill this man in this moment, the fact that she brutally mutilated a man with no remorse and later encouraged Sam to kill a man in cold blood can easily set up that Tara has the potential to be the next person to don the Ghostface mask, and what a killer she could be. Well, again, we've seen this in many movies and shows where you have, so think about this, even like with a lot of crime shows. You talk like shows that I watch that are police procedurals, legal dramas, FBI shows. I've talked a lot about Criminal Minds and SVU and all these type of shows where cops are, in many cases, they feel obligated to kill a person who's a criminal based on a certain situation and based on the circumstances, that if they don't do that, that means the killer gets away, and then they're going to go kill and rape and assault and kidnap other people. So in a way, you can argue that that is more on the self-defense side. I don't see that as murder in cold blood. Okay, Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Charles Manson, those people killed in cold blood because they were, I mean, you know how they were. I mean, absolutely deranged, crooked, pure evil. That's murdering in cold blood. But when you're in the middle of dealing with these types of people, Ghostface, when you've seen other slasher films that I talk about in this show all the time, Jason, Freddy, Halloween, you know, Mike Myers, Chucky, all them, when they are attempting to kill them, again, we're trying to put an end to this nightmare that is going on, this chaos, this destruction, this disaster, catastrophe. I think that's what was going on. I didn't necessarily see that as Tara and Sam getting a sense of, oh, this feels good, we should kill again later. I don't think that was the case because, again, and you're free to interpret this however you want to, because, again, at the end of the day, they're just movies, and they're up for the audience to have their opinion. Hey, this was great. Hey, it sucked. Here's what we think should happen in the next movie. So I see the argument that they made about that, but I guess my question to you all is, what do you think? Do you think that those arguments are, I mean, is it legit? Does that mean that she should be the next killer or that she could be the next killer? My opinion of Tara becoming a killer is very much the same as the idea of Sam becoming a killer. To me, it would defeat the entire purpose of character development because they went through this trauma and they've talked about all these problems going on in their lives. And then for them to become killers, what would that resolve? What would that do for them? And plus, if they were to make one of them the killer anyway, I think the producers and the writers, they'd be making it obvious because they wouldn't be in the room when Ghostface is attacking. You got to remember, when Ghostface is in the room, you got to look at who's not there. Okay, who was not in the room at the scene where Devin Nakota's character, Annika, was killed in Scream 6? Who wasn't there? Wayne, Ethan. Quinn was there, and she was killed, so she faked her death. And then she later revealed that she was in cahoots with the whole thing, and she was one out of 3 of the killers. So, and a few other people weren't there, so those are your suspects. If they do too many scenes where she's not there, the Ghostface is in the room, that would give it away. I think that would mess it up. And again, I trust that the writers, the director, and everybody who put this movie together, I trust that they're going to make the right decision as far as what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. I just hope that they don't do anything that's going to risk basically upsetting too many fans to the point that they don't want to watch the series anymore or watch the franchise. So all I can say is they have to be careful with it. I personally don't think that either one of them should be a killer. I can understand the darkness aspect because, you know, she's the biological daughter of Woodsboro's most infamous serial killer. So I get how that can take a toll. And I get the stuff that Tara went through as far as like her sister not being there. And now she doesn't have either of her biological parents in her life. She effectively cut one of them out. The daddy was driven away by Sam. She explained the reasons why in the hospital scene in Scream 5. So I just think it's an interesting discussion. But at the end of the day, I'm a Scream fan for life. So whatever they do with it, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to continue to enjoy the series. At least I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it, assuming that they don't mess it up too much. So that's pretty much what that talks about right there. This is according to MovieWeb. I'll tag the link to the article in the comment section below. And I have many other Scream things to talk about and many other horror films to talk about too. So all my horror fans, like and subscribe. And that's about that. We'll have more on this later.